Hi Holly, this is Connor or Blitz, whichever you prefer. So pretty much every Town Hall 8 base is kind of done the same way as far as hogging goes, which is pretty nice. It's kind of the fundamentals of hogging that are built on Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10. There's no Archer Queen to worry about, which is really nice, and there's only 3 giant bombs. So the first thing that's always done kind of when I'm preparing for a hog attack is kind of scouting it for threats. The real threats to hogs are double giant bombs if you don't place heals properly, and the clan castle troops. So as far as scouting goes, there's only 2 double giant bomb positions in this base that are even possible. Neither of them are good though. There could be double giant bombs there, and there could be double giant bombs there. Regardless, even if there are giant bombs and double giant bombs in either of those locations, they're only a threat if hogs are coming this direction, or if hogs are coming this direction. Because if the hogs get hit by 1 giant bomb under heal, they'll heal up before the second giant bomb hits them. So they have to hit both giant bombs at the same time. And hogs are never going to path to both those double giant bombs at the same time from either of these ways, because hogs are going to go like this, or they're going to go like this. Hogs aren't going to make this jump like that. They'd rather go to the air sweeper, and it's the same for over here. Hogs don't want to go over those double giant bombs. They're just really badly placed. So yeah, that's the nice thing. You don't have to worry about the double giant bombs in this attack. As far as scouting goes, all of these gaps, like here and here and here and here, they probably either have Teslas or a giant bomb in them. It's not really going to change a whole lot. It doesn't change the pathing for the plan a whole lot. But just something kind of to be aware of, because sometimes it does. Let's get rid of these. So a lot of bases you need to kind of scout, and you need to figure out a way to path the hogs around the double giant bombs, or you have to figure out if Teslas are going to change the pathing of the hogs. It doesn't really come into play a whole lot here. So scouting is done. That's the first step. Second step is the CEC, or the Clan Castle Lure, which on this base is really easy. You put 1 giant right here, or 1 hog, or 2 barbs, or whatever it is you prefer. You'll pretty much get out the whole Clan Castle that way. If I would take the time to actually count them and make sure. At Town Hall 8, there's usually extra time available, and it's worth making sure you get the full Clan Castle full. After a while, you'll develop a spidey sense if you didn't get the full Clan Castle full, and you'll be like, hey, that doesn't look right. But that's definitely an important thing to remember. Once the Clan Castle has been emptied, you use the Anchor Archer over here. It's going to sit here and shoot that lab in safety. All the defending Clan Castle troops are going to come running out over here. Once the defending Clan Castle troops reach about here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to put your 2 barbs right here, and they're going to be like pretty much like guards and tackles in football. They're just meat shields that get in the way, which technically that's not all guards and tackles do in football at all, and I'll probably get trolled for that. But anyhow, they're meat shields. And then behind the barbarians, you want to put your kill squad with your 2 witches. The witches need like 4 seconds to generate some skeletons, and then once the skeletons are generated, they're good to go. But that's what the barbarians are doing. They're buying the time for the witches to spool up and generate those skeletons. Every 4 seconds, 4 skeletons are spawned by each witch. And then you put 2 flanking wizards on the side. If a dragon comes out, you put all 3 flanking wizards to take out the dragon. The skeletons are just going to start stacking right here if the dragon comes out, and the dragon's going to be hitting on them, and the wizards will just be hitting on the dragon, and it's all going to work out magically. Pretty much whatever comes out of that Clan Castle, you're going to kill. If a Valk comes out of the Clan Castle, you have to drop your king, because the Valk will clear the skeletons in 1 swing, which will allow her to get to the witches, which will be no bueno. You want the witches to survive, because while your hogs are working, your witches are going to be cleaning up the base. Now, you can do this Clan Castle kill pretty much anywhere in the base that you want. If you want to take the time to lure them all the way up here, or over here, or just wherever. Now, how to pick that is you want to do your clan castle kill behind your hog deployment. I've already looked at this base and I've decided that I'm going to be doing the hog deployment from this side. So that's why I'm doing the clan castle kill here, because the hogs are going to tank for the clan castle or for the witches, so that the whole time while hogs are working through the base, the witches, the skeletons, the wizards, they're going to be just wrecking the base. So by the time the hogs are done, half the base is dead, and cleanup's just going to go like lickety split. If you put the witches and the clan castle troops up here and did the kill up here, and then you deploy it over here, the witches and the wizards would get picked off by all these defenses and mortars, and you would basically be throwing them away. You'd be trading like 30 housing space for 25 housing space. It's really not a good trade. You want to get more value out of those troops in order for it to be efficient. So that's why that is done there. So on to the hog deployment. Get rid of all this. So presently we have the kill squad coming in right here. The hog deployment at Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10, it's really important either to bring down point defenses quickly with surgical hogging, or deploy your hogs in a way that they're going to stick together in one giant pack so that you can heal them all the way through. At Town Hall 8, you can pretty much, for the most part, if you're really good with heals, just pretty much blow through any Town Hall 8 base with sloppy hog deployment. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. However, I'd like to start getting you guys building good habits that are going to be healthy for Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10 to make the transition easier. So the goal, we're not going to do surgical hogging on this base. The goal is to keep your hogs together. So let's consider some options. If you deploy from this side, let's say right here, your hogs are going to go like that, go like that, go like that, and then they're going to go into the base. From here, they're going to start splitting off. Some are going to eventually get over there, they're going to go over there. You're going to get hogs going every which way, because hogs are going to, after that first defense, they're going to stack on a random tile on a random side, on the closest side of a defense. And from there, they're going to variable split all kinds of different places. And so about the middle of the base, you're going to have your hogs just flying everywhere, uncontrollably, which really isn't ideal. So, and this is kind of like funneling for dragons, you can deploy your hogs in a way that they're going to meet up and then kind of go in a predictable fashion around the base, if that makes any sense, which makes heal coverage easier, because it's 12 tile wide heal space, or is it 14? I can't remember, it's 12 or 14. Either way, the way I have this set up now, by eliminating these defenses out here, your hogs aren't going to fan out to that side, and they're going to go around this pretty predictably. Because if you look at it, this is a dead zone, and this is a dead zone. So you want to work around those dead zones. You want to send your hogs conceptually around those dead zones where there's no defenses to pull them in. Get rid of all this. And so how you do that is there's going to be a spring trap here and here and here. So off topic, I just noticed them. Each one of these is going to flip 3 hogs. If you can avoid them, I highly recommend it. You can on this one, since it's initial deployment. Do a 2-finger drop, put a finger here, and you'll split your hogs on each of these. They'll destroy them at the same time. They'll move on to the next defense. They'll never cross over that spring trap. And you just save yourself 3 hogs just by doing a 2-finger drop instead of a 1-finger drop. It also saves the time of traveling to the other defense, which is less time the defenses are operational and shooting your hogs. Actually, I probably should have kept those up. Anyhow, so this is one of the deployments. And then the other deployment is you're going to do another 2-finger drop here. You're going to put probably, I want to say, 75% of your hogs right here. Leave about 10 hogs to put right here. And your hogs are going to work their way into here. Now, if there is a Tesla here, some of your hogs are going to split off to that Tesla. If it's like around 7, you abandon them. If it's more than 7, you want to give them a heal somewhere around here so that they can maximize their effectiveness and kill 5 or 6 defenses before dying. If it's less than 7-ish, it's kind of a rough number, just abandon them. They're not worth keeping. Anyhow, your main pack of hogs is going to start going like this. And once they reach about that wizard tower, you want to put the rest of your 10 hogs right on these defenses so that they kill those defenses and then work their way in to join this main pack of hogs. And then your hogs are going to go like this and like that, but they're all going to come back. They're all going to go in the same direction. It's good to keep them in the same area because, for example, a heal spell here, a heal spell here. You want to use your heal spells where the double giant bombs are likely positioned. You want to really just be watching. As soon as a giant bomb appears, you can drop a heal and have the heal hit right as soon as the giant bomb goes off, so that way your hogs are healed back up to full health before a wizard tower or mortar can kill them all with splash damage. And probably a heal spell here. Those are the three main places that have a heal spell. So as long as you keep your pack going in that circle, and their deployment is the width of the heal spell, you're going to keep them all healed, and you're going to have a ton of hogs left over. And they're going to finish around on this area. Hogging at Town Hall 8, once you get the principles of it, it's a slam dunk almost every single time. In the past, we've pretty much limited it to each person only gets one Town Hall 8 attack because it's a bloodbath. It's a competition to see who can destroy the Town Hall 8 bases faster, and then there's all these attacks left over with no one else to do. I guess we covered all those basic principles. You don't know exactly where the giant bombs are going to be. You can guess, but you just want to have a sharp eye on it. I would plan on, regardless, putting a heal somewhere here, putting a heal somewhere around here, and putting a heal somewhere around here. Just on the concept of wanting to, if you don't heal them at some point, splash damage will kill them all. So yeah. That's about it. Oh, this is the standard unit comp. 3 Wiz, 1 Arch, 2 Barb, 37 Hogs, Kill Squad, 3 Heals. You can mess with it a little. You can add more Wizards if you want and take away less Hogs. I like favoring Hogs over those because the only reason you need more Wizard is if you need more time, if you're going to run out of time for cleanup. But that's almost never a factor at Town Hall 8. Only if you lose the majority of your Hogs is that a factor. And if you do it right, you'll have 10 to 20 Hogs left over. Even on max basis, and then you'll never want to go back to Dragons again because it's just so awesome. Let me know if you have any questions.